Hello, hello. I'm so sorry that I'm late tonight. But I had to get some food. And you might notice a little bit of a difference with me, that I'm a little bit wonky, which I also apologize for. And there's no intro because this isn't on my computer, so I don't have my intro. This is being done for my phone with a very sort of basic little tripod, because I was doing a stream not a stream, but I was recording myself the other day, last Friday of all things, and because I've got some really exciting news that I want to share it with everyone, but I'll wait until everyone else comes. And I have an extra studio now, so I was sort of sorting all of that out to be able to kind of move all the my equipment and things over to this extra studio, and kind of so I was filming the kind of process that I will release and do a sped up version. But yeah, in that process, my laptop was kind of teetering on the edge of like a trestle table leg, and fell off, and kind of with it ripped my webcam down, because that was kind of up really high. And so when I went to go and sort of load it all up and do it, my laptop's really good and fine. 10 years going, I'm so proud. But I think the wires have sort of ripped out of the webcam a little bit, so it's kind of got a red tint to it, which is really, really sad, because yeah, it's obviously, money, and I can't be going just buying a new webcam like that, because that was sort of a good, I think, sort of like £40, maybe £50 for that. So yeah, that's like really sad. So if anyone wants to help buy me a new one, you can go buy me a coffee. I really, really would appreciate it. So yeah. Right, let's get, here we go. Someone, does that mean that you're there? Oh, right, yeah. Hey!
I'm here. Hey.
How are you? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Oh, maybe you're... No, my sound's up.
Can you hear me now?
No, why can't I hear you? You're like, I can kind of hear you, but you're really, really faint.
Maybe
I don't know if anyone watching can hear you, or if it's just my headphones for some reason. Oh, yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Oh no, yeah. No, I could hear something that was then like really loud, like it was you on your computer, but when you talk, you're really, really quiet.
How about now? Now? 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, to me, you're really, really quiet. I don't know why. Yeah, that's better.
That's better. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Now.
I don't want to not be able to hear you. But I'm just going to put this up because I was saying at the start, I've gone and kaputted my webcam, so I'm doing this on my phone, which is why there's no intro.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Suddenly you were just there. I was kind of waiting for the intro.
Yeah, it's like really weird just sort of kind of going live and being like, hey.
But the camera is much better.
And much better on this?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, probably because it's closer as well.
Yeah, no,
with my laptop and that, because literally like in front of me it's like the corner of my bed, So when I have my laptop and that everything on it, sort of my webcam is a bit further away.
Well, I don't think so because it's kind of blurry now. It's
Oh, see, I liked it being blurry because then I didn't have to worry so much about my makeup. I'm
oh,
feeling
okay,
like
yeah,
really self-conscious with it now because I can like really sort of like see it's like really close up for me. I'm not,
yeah.
not my
It it wouldn't
face.
hurt if I was blurry too. I don't have a face to put on like Marilyn. She usually is to
Oh
put on her
yeah.
face. I don't have a spare face, sadly. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm just
it
like,
is what
it's
it
like the
is.
end of my day usually, so it's sort of I don't want to be
Yeah,
slapping more makeup on.
no,
How are you anyway?
I'm pretty good.
Good,
Happy
good.
Happy New Year, by the way. Is it too late to say Happy New Year?
Oh, what, sorry?
Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year, sorry. It's sort of kind of second week of January and I'm like sort of intermittently still saying it to people.
Yeah, it's come to a point where it's kind of too late to say Happy New Year, but yeah, whatever.
No, I think it's still good too, especially obviously with us sort of this is like first stream after Christmas, so it's
Yeah.
all good. How was your Christmas New Year?
Oh, it was actually quite nice.
Oh, good.
I was alone and by myself for Christmas and New Year because for the first time I spent the whole Christmas alone and I kind of liked it. So.
I was going to say out of sort of want that, yeah. I'm not sort of kind of one. I've always like sort of had like my family around me, so I kind of get a bit like sort of weird, like like I'm not sure if I could ever do a Christmas alone, but in some ways sort of I can see it being nice.
Yeah, yeah. So that
Because
I
also
think he's
sort of like
hearing.
I kind of went home really wanting, I had such a hectic run up to Christmas that I kind of just wanted like sort of time to myself over this Christmas. And it was kind of the hardest thing being like with my parents the whole time, because
Yeah,
equally I wanted to try and save some money. Um, but it was really hard. Like I felt like I didn't really have any much downtime.
yeah. That's the thing because I'm used to being alone and
Mm,
I like being alone. And I can kind of I have my own routines and I do stuff and I have all
yeah.
my stuff at home and I when I go some places I have to pack a lot of stuff because I can't live without it and
Oh, yeah.
where we used to spend Christmas is it's about an hour away and
Right.
so this year I kind of well I'm not that Christmas isn't my favorite so for a lot of years I worked every Christmas Eve just
Oh,
so
yeah.
I had the late shift, evening shift, and Christmas Eve.
Mm.
So, um, but this year I kind of said, no, I just want to stay home, and I did, and it was just chill, nothing. Yeah, it was just nice.
That's good.
Is it annoying with the lights? I can see now it's kind
You're
of
like, no, that's absolutely
no, okay,
fine.
because I put them up for Christmas, but and I kind of liked it, and
Yeah, I like them. It's nice with the blue. No,
they was kind of they kind
if
of
you want,
change.
oh, I didn't realize they changed. No, if you want annoying, my housemate does all like the decorations in the house where I live, and oh my god, he goes OTT. Like I like a sparkly light, Christmas decorations. I would have them up from kind of like the beginning of November if I had my own place. But he brought these really big bulbs that like just flash. sort of different colours, different sort of types of flashing, sort of kind of throughout its time that it's switched on, kind of thing. And it gives me such a headache. We've got them going down the stairway, which in some ways is kind of nice because then you don't have to put on the main light every time like you're going down the stairs. But still it's like because they sort of flash, I'm finding it really like sort of gets to my eyes a bit sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see that. What I like this because it's fading. I can do a lot of different
Yeah,
changes, and so
yeah,
it's
like
kind of
fading and
fades.
like
And
a slight sort of twinkle, I'm fine with. It's like when they're just like really flashing, and especially like when it's downstairs in our sort of like communal area in the kitchen, dining,
yeah,
sort of living room. It's all kind of in one. And it's like I want to be able to eat my dinner and that down there. I've been he also, unfortunately, lilies are not my favorite flower because I find the smell so pungent. Um, so I came back and then there was like a bunch of them on the kitchen counter. So I've spent like the first weekend back having to eat in my room, which I hate because I'm like, sort of that, when we have an area to eat at, sort of I'd rather do that. I'm an adult now, sort of like
yeah,
I'm not a teenager. So yeah, so it's just like it really annoys me because I'm just like it makes me not want to be down there. Um,
but can't you say anything that if
to be honest, with the things that I went through in lockdown with that housemate, it really made me not want to push things with people. And I have said things to these guys before, and it's just has ended up in argument. And I just don't need to go through that sort of
yeah,
distress again. So yeah,
no,
it's
yeah,
kind of the one thing that like really sort of brings on my anxiety. So I just would rather live,
yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
if
kind of
the same person, so yeah,
yeah, like sort of like the flowers are now gone because obviously they died.
yeah,
Hopefully he'll take down the decorations at some point. Sort of like soon, but yeah, it's all just kind of these things I try and it's kind of part of my self-care of sort of trying to sort of live within my own boundaries.
yeah,
In terms of kind of sort of not, yeah, if I don't feel comfortable pushing the boat with someone, then I just won't, and I'll just sort of kind of move on, and I know it's not sort of the healthiest way to live all the time, but yeah, it's just sort of until I can, wherever I go next will be somewhere by myself, like I don't want
yeah,
to go and live with other people again. So yeah, so I'll just sort of deal with it until then, really.
yeah. Of course, the flowers, like you said, they die, and they
Mm.
as long as
And
it,
it's hard, like sort of I don't know to sort of even kind of think about it like that, but that's sort of like the only thing that sort of helps me really. Otherwise, I sort of kind of move out far sooner. And like things have happened with them, sort of like things have been said where then I do say, look, I'm just gonna like leave because if
yeah,
things are not being like communicated properly, then like what can I do? I'm trying my best, but then sort of I feel like I sort of kind of get berated sometimes for it, but yeah, so it's just sort of kind of yeah, people won't like take accountability for themselves, and sort of I kind of just leave it. There's no, I don't, because like of things that have been said before, it just ends up in an argument. So I just would rather
yeah,
not.
yeah. You have to pick your battles.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, it's like even like with the Christmas tree, like I am not here from sort of kind of he often buys it that like weekend before Christmas. And although I was here a bit longer this year because I was trying to get over my cold before I went home, you often go home that weekend up until then, sort of the weekend just gone. So then I come back down to London because my business is not busy during that time. So I just like take it all off. And equally, like you, I've worked in retail a long time. So I would always have to work during that time. So I also sort of now kind of have that as a way of like giving back to myself, that sort of I don't have to work over that time. But yeah, and he's sort of kind of other times, he's kind of just written, sort of like, can we all share the tree kind of thing, like the cost of the tree. And this time he wrote a message being like, paying for it is mandatory, but it costs this much, but like you can sort of decide how much you want to pay. And I was just like, it's not in my contract, like really with you that is mandatory. But again, I'll just pay what I feel like I can pay, I want to pay, and be done with it.
Yeah. So you have a real tree, not a fake tree?
Yeah,
Because
unfortunately,
the
get a real
fake
tree.
tree you can just take
I
down and put up.
know, exactly. No, he gets a real tree. Yeah, it's just what he prefers, and it's sort of, and I've tried to um sort of change the type of tree that they buy because of obviously my sort of sustainability and things. Like you can get these ones where you like rent a tree now, and they sort of, it gets delivered in a pot of earth, and then like you sort of send it, like they come and then collect it afterwards, and then they go back and replant it, and then it sort of kind of gets bigger. So depending on what size of tree you want, it depends on like what how much you pay for it. And yeah, so and then but you have to get in sort of like fairly early, like sort of like this time of year, to then be able to get it for the following Christmas.
Yeah.
And and he won't sort of kind of get himself in gear to sort it out, and like I say, because I'm not here, I'm like, sort of, I'm not going to be the one to sort that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then equally sort of with kind of getting a fake tree, it's sort of, my mum and dad have had one, although they didn't have that one up this year because it's so big, and it doesn't sort of go in their house so well now. But they've had that for like 30 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
So it's sort of getting a fake tree is not always the worst. Like with anything, it's about how often you use it and how many years you keep it, basically.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to show you my knitting
Oh.
that I did. I did this all over Christmas, and it's so
Oh.
cool. This is recycled sari, and then the rest is British wool.
What do
I'm
you
so
say?
pleased with it.
Recycled?
Recycled sari, so like a silk sari.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. That's really cool.
Um,
Is it? It's the sweater.
yeah. So it's going to be a
Yeah.
jumper. I'll stand up and you can sort of see. So it's
Yeah.
oh gosh, I can't see where it is on this. So it should sort
Oh.
of go a bit like that. So it's kind of got this sort of peplum
Yeah.
that will kind of
I don't.
be. If I've knitted it right, it should be a little bit longer at the back than what it is at the front. And then yeah, and then I'm gonna do it and kind of, I don't even know how to do a neck, but I'm gonna try. I've got a friend in it, so I'm hoping she might be able to help me. But yeah, I want to do a neck for it, and then sort of like the shoulders, and then I'll have to get some more wool because obviously I don't have enough for sleeves, but then to do sleeves after.
But that's
But yeah,
I,
this is like sort of, I know nothing about knitting, so it's just like a very basic
you
stitch. And I'm just
you
sort
don't
of,
know
as
nothing.
anything I do, I make it up as I go along.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it was some kind of pattern, or if you're just doing it.
No, yeah. So my granddad was with the British Legion all his life. He was in World War II, and he would do sort of like the poppy selling. And when he died a few years ago now, I was like, sort of, I kind of want to do that, sort of kind of in his memory. So and I would always buy those sort of knitted ones that people do. So when I joined up with them, they like have all these like different ways that you can sort of fundraise, and one was like sending this pattern for the knitted poppy, and I had to go, and it's around somewhere, but yeah, it didn't turn out how it was meant to, because I realized that I don't know how to actually read the instructions for the pattern.
Yeah,
So I kind of need, I think, sort of, I'm going to go and see my friend in a couple of weeks. So I think I might actually like sort of sit down, like get her to sit down with me and be like, how do I read a pattern for knitting, just to sort of kind of understand the basics of even just that, sort of.
yeah, yeah. I don't knitting and crocheting. I don't.
Yeah, it's like I mean, it's taken me a little while to get the hang of knitting, but yeah, so I can knit and I can crochet in terms of the action of doing it, but I know nothing about reading patterns for them.
Yeah, I can knit the scarf, but usually it's kind of like one side is straight and it kind of
Oh,
goes this or this. Yeah. So, but I have never actually knitted a scarf because at some point I just and okay, I'm done. I just
end up
don't bother.
stopping.
I Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of
Yeah,
want to.
this has
So
been this was like 2 weeks of like sort of fairly solid, like every day doing a bit of knitting.
yeah, because
Um,
it's so slow. I
yeah.
get
And
bored.
I'm not very good at sort of looking away and doing it. Like I have to keep sort of looking down.
Yeah, some they just sit and they can knit the whole sweater or socks or whatever, and not even.
Yeah, one of my friends, she does her own socks and everything. Hey, how are you? Sorry, I just got a message from Joe.
You
Is
big.
that gonna work? Oh yeah. Hey, how are you? Happy New Year. I'm not sure where our extra guests are. They were all saying that they were coming, and now no one's turned up. Um, what I what's the gossip? I won't be saying that on a live stream, I'm afraid. We can talk off air.
If you want gossip, you have to go to Maryland.
Yeah, I was going to say I've got many thoughts and
Yes,
many
the
things,
yesterday.
but yeah,
Yes,
I will not
yesterday
be
was oh no,
yeah.
no.
I will not be yeah, live streaming on that, because I don't want, yeah, I don't need that.
Keep
Um
my opinion to myself.
yeah. But what I was going to say, have you got any new craft style of craft that you're doing this year, or any new projects painting wise that you're doing this year? Like anything that sort of you're like, that's what I want to do.
No, I have very little plans, but I start, like I said, my wall of shame back here,
Are
where
you?
all the paintings where I just can't finish, but I have I have been working on, and it's quite a while, but since I started it actually, but when I was watching Reese, so I was I wanted to paint Fred
Oh yeah.
to her. So I painted it, but then I was thinking if I was going to ship it to her, it's going to be, and the shipping will be crazy. You know, I have sent paintings to the US before, and it's like crazy shipping costs.
That's
So
the thing.
it was kind of small, and I wasn't too happy about it. So I started I started over. I started a new one. It's a little bigger, but let's see if I have it here. But obviously, it's not done. I am just this is like kind of the beginning. So I have.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
You see,
That
it's
is,
not
yeah, I love
it's not
that.
so it's not that big, but and who knows if I ever if it will ever be done. But because, like I said, it's a long time. But I have to do it when I can't paint people faces. I've never painted faces. Like I painted before Christmas. I painted the uh, the thing I was going. The guy on the snow first Red Cross dude, but the face was so okay. The face was so far away, so it was kind of small. But this is kind of like a
Oh right.
close-up paint, and I've never done that. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm kind of I just have to yeah. It's a try
Yeah,
and fail.
exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like sort of faces, yeah, and not sort of my kind of forte. So, oh, I don't have the best of advice to give, but
Yeah, no, I
yeah, I like that one sort of being close up. That looks really nice.
yeah. Obviously, I have to build more and the glasses, and it's not done, but
Mm.
yeah,
No, it's nice.
because I want to be able to paint people, but
Yeah, that's
it's
the
hard.
thing. Like, sort of, the more you do it, then the more it will sort of.
Yeah, I have to just by doing it. It's practice. So yeah,
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's the thing, and it's oh gosh, sorry, man. I'm getting going all over the place.
and I'm trying to practice to. It's the thing is when we have a picture, you are going to paint from the paint what you see and not what you think you see.
Yes, you know what? I was gonna say that. I went to oh, actually, I've got my picture up here. I went to a thing before Christmas at the National Portrait Gallery, and we did. I don't know if I did show you this before Christmas, but we did these
No. Oh.
oh, drawings. Sorry, I'm trying to get used to where my camera is on here.
Oh, that's good. That's so.
Thank you. It's of do I have her name on there? Oh no, I don't. But she was a suffragette. See by what I put around the edges. And
And it was kind of, it's so
yes,
cool
so
with the
yeah, exactly. Yeah, she was like, oh, like do it like a Christmas present. But
yeah.
yeah, so we kind of we went round. She was like, oh, you know, it was in this particular room where it was sort of a lot of change makers and things like that over sort of the time. And she was like, oh, sort of like kind of pick one that you like. And afterwards, then she's sort of going through sort of different people's drawings, and everyone sort of put them down on the floor, and then she was just picking them up. And there was and there was this painting of this woman who was like in a really nice yellow dress, and she was sort of like kind of blue eyes, blonde hair, really stunning. But when this person had drawn her, the eyes became really big, and she was like, sort of, you always something always like really stand out for you, be it a nose, the eyes, the mouth, whatever. And that kind of can often be what sort of you accentuate, because your brain is doing that. So then you end up sort of doing that when you're drawing, or obviously when you're painting as well. So she was like, you need to sort of retrain your brain for kind of the extra that you're not sort of seeing, which is kind of to not picture what you're looking at, but what you should see, that kind of thing.
It's paint what you see, not what you think you see. It's the same.
Sorry, that's what it was.
It's the same. So
I was just sort of, it kind of made me think of that when you just said that.
But a pencil, I think I'm doing better with pencil, because I did the other day I did this.
Oh, 2 seconds and I'll be there. Oh wow, that's amazing. Hey Joe. That's so good. We're just showing, because you two didn't see, I was just showing off one of my drawings that I did before Christmas. That's amazing. Is that a baby that you know, or just from a picture that you've seen?
No, it's I'm shipping it to the US.
Oh, nice.
It's for someone over there. Yeah. So
hey Jen.
Hi Joe and Heather.
I like this. So many beautiful people on this live stream today. Thank you, Joe. Oh, thank you, Jen. Sorry, Joe and Jen. Oh, this is really nice. I'm really good at appreciating art, but not so good at making it. We can all make.
I'm sure you're.
Our own type of art. Shouldn't pit yourself against what other people do, because we shouldn't all be the same.
No.
I always say that I'm not very good at art, but I'm good at craft, because art doesn't have instructions, but craft does.
Indeed.
So that's the difference there, so that you can.
Well, some craft. Oh, it's not all crafting things that has to have instructions, right?
Yeah, but art is very much like, here is a blank piece of paper. Make it have something on it. Whereas craft is like, you can always sort of, not all crafts, but a lot of crafts, you can sort of go back to a piece of paper. You can go back to a set of instructions and be like, where did I go wrong? How can I fix this? Like, there's sort of like a way to do it, even if you have some creativity in it, like with knitting or cross stitch or any of those sorts of crafts. You can always go back to the big. You can sort of reset yourself with it. Woodwork, any of those, you can sort of figure out where you made your mistake and come back to it. Whereas with art, I always feel like, oh no, I made a mistake, I need to start again. Whereas with craft, I can normally find. But
if you are
fix it.
If you are knitting or crocheting, you have to.
You can undo,
If you, with painting you can just paint over, so you can.
It's
not the end of the world. Yeah.
No.
I'm constantly painting over mine, so.
Oh yeah. Me too.
I want to see, because I did take a couple of photos of some. No, I can't. So I don't know if you guys realize, but I broke my webcam, and so I'm doing this all on my phone. So I don't have all the functions that I usually have, and sadly, I did take some photos of some art that I found when I was back at my parents' that I'd done, obviously, back when I was at school and college. So, and I wanted to show them tonight, but I can't. Yeah, there's not a way of me to be able to do that, so that's like really sad. But yeah, I found this really nice canvas of some foxgloves that I'd painted. So I'm gonna, the next time I go back up, I'm gonna bring that back down, because it kind of wants re-going over. It's kind of faded a bit. And then like properly finishing. And then another one that's like a massive canvas that has this kind of like a turquoise green around it, sort of bluey green really. And then like this sort of orange splotch in the middle. So I want to see what I can sort of do to finish that off in a way. So I don't know how that will go.
It's so fun to paint big. I started off like this tiny, and then it's just evolved to big things.
Yeah.
I found art from when I was a kid, and
yeah.
I didn't redo it, but I just turned it into makeup looks on my face. I'm not sure if that
that's
counts.
Pretty cool.
But it was something really obscure as well. Like, probably got the picture on my computer, but it was an abstract painting, but I painted them on my eyes.
Yeah.
And I've done. Oh, who else did I do? Did Clarice Cliff. Painted Clarice
yeah.
Cliff. Yeah, just pick random. And
what?
Van Gogh as well. I did.
Oh wow, that'd be interesting.
I was but then I forget to upload them anywhere, and then I'm like, oh, it's been a year. I can't just post them. Like, here is something I randomly did in the summer.
I do that all the time. I like post about 3 weeks after I've done anything.
Of course you can.
Well, just randomly fill up my Instagram with really old. They're not really old, but they're like my YouTube picture. If you've seen that, is from last summer when I decided to paint my face like my eyeshadow is based off a watermelon.
Oh wow!
Huh.
I just see things, and then I can just turn them into. I look at my niece and nephew send me pictures of flowers, and I can turn them into lilacs. It's just a weird.
Oh, wow!
Like, even if it's just the tones of the colours, like the colours of the flowers and the tones, I just turn them into makeup looks because I'm bored. So I don't know if that. It's not really. I don't know. It's kind of a hobby.
That's an art.
Mm.
You know. To me, that is anyway.
Like I do normal. Today's just a bit. It's a bit bright. I don't know if you can see. It's just like.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's because I had a meeting before this, and I couldn't really do like extravagant. You can't turn up to a board meeting with like.
Cat eyes.
Yeah. I have painted myself in a representation of the effects of global warming or something. You can't really do that. So.
No, exactly.
Paint the whole face like Warm Earth Global.
Yeah. My niece gave me some of her butterfly tattoos, so that's one of my next ones.
Oh,
So
that's
I
really
do
cute.
butterflies there, so you can do.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Have you,
I say
have you
one of
seen?
my. Sorry, go ahead.
No, have you seen on Facebook there are some images that there were where people are painted and they are moving into different positions and they look like animals.
Yes, I've seen those.
That's
It's
so crazy.
yeah, it is. It's so good. The things that people can do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if other people have seen it, but there's a show called what's it called now? Glam Up? No, that's not right. But it's like a makeup show where they sort of have to do makeup challenges, and some of the things they can do on that are just incredible. And I've completely forgotten what it is called. Yeah, you do look cozy, Joe. All nice and warm in your blanket.
You're looking cold.
How are you, Joe?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm a lot warmer now. As
Oh, good.
it's it's, I mean, you know, Claire, it's like, what's it, 1 degree here?
Don't. I had to go.
Probably
I
nothing
had
to
to go
my
out because
but
I had an appointment, and I was like, oh, it's looking really nice, you know, blue sky. I will wear because I've got this like super thick wool sort of vintage coat, which is lovely, but it's quite heavy. So I was like, you know, sort of I'll kind of save my back for a day and kind of just go in my sort of coat it's got less insulation in there, we'll just say that. But I was like, you know, it's nice blue sky, we'll go and do that. And geez, when that sun goes down, I was like, oh my god. And then one of my friends sent me a message the other day that was a video of him in Peru. And I was like, oh, you know, like, lucky for you, you know, sort of, he's like on the beach and that. And then he texted me on my way back here, and he's like, yeah, I've just come back, and it's so, and I can't believe how cold it is. I was like, why have you come back? I could have told you how cold it was. So yeah, not the best.
Yeah, it's currently.
Oh,
We've got 3 degrees currently.
oh gosh. Jen says that her cat is rolled up under 3 layers of bed sheets. Is still complaining about the cold. How dare she?
Maya, how is it in Norway?
The weather has been it's been crazy. Over Christmas and over New Year it was very cold. Like someplace further north, they were up to 40 degrees. Also, my
Oh,
negative. But where I have, yeah, this we have is the Siberian cold. It comes from Siberia. So, but here it was like 15 negative,
okay.
minus 15. So, but it was like that for days, and then it was a bit warmer, and it started to snow, and it was snowing and snowing and snowing a lot. And yesterday morning it started to rain, and it was raining so much, so crazy much that now the roads are flooded, and and it's icy, and it's so yesterday I had to drive my car to, I was going to get something fixed, and my neighbor was going to pick me up there because I was going to leave the car, and she has a tiny car, and we were driving through some of those big pond lakes on the road, and it was like the water came over it was like being almost seasick kind of thing.
That's scary. Because you know
So
we've had like
it became because it has been so cold, all the draining is frozen, so the water has no place to go.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and all the snow is melting and all the rain on top of it. So it's been some days.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had like really severe, well, severe is one word, sort of just like constant storms over here, with like wind and rain. And it's sort of like, everything's changed so much in that we don't have rain that much here. It's just when we do, it like all comes down at once. So there's like
Yeah.
huge sort of waves of like the UK that get flooded really badly because of it. And there was a woman trapped in her car with her little baby because it had gone down this bit. I don't know, been swept on to this river, or maybe it was a road. I don't really know what happened. And then it got trapped under this bridge. In some ways, thankfully, because God knows sort of what would have happened if it carried on, sort of if it was able to get under this bridge. But yeah, so she's like sort of stuck there in the car, and thankfully some guy like was walking above and he heard her. But oh my God, I saw the video of him saving her, and it's so scary. Like he sort of climbs over this bridge, and it's like a brick bridge, so there wasn't really it's not like there was railings for him to sort of hold on to the other side. It was so scary. So, but yeah, he managed to save her and the baby.
Yeah. Here
But
it's been.
equally, just with Jen saying this about people in Russia, I was watching this morning a stream come up on my YouTube, or a video came up on my YouTube about what was it called? Invisible People is the channel name, and it was on how Finland have cured or not cured, solved the homeless crisis there. And then they were sort of kind of talking to people. They've basically have rehomed all these people, and then sort of given them other kind of ways of therapy and things like that, because obviously homelessness is more than just needing a home. And so in obviously like that, Finland sort of similar part of the world as sort of kind of Norway. And it's just like crazy, like to think that people there are sort of sleeping out in the streets and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's sort of kind of, it was apparently so this started in 2008, I think, the housing project. But yeah, they said like before then it could be like sort of 20,000 people on the street, like all through their winter and everything. And it's
It's horrible.
just scary. Like there was one guy who was like, he would sort of kind of, he had a little like lockpick thing to get into some buildings. He would like go and sleep in the hallways, but like other people like just sleeping out in tents or whatever.
Yeah. I have to go. I'll be back soon. I have to go.
Oh
I'll be
no.
back soon. Okay.
And Jennifer was saying, 'cause she's down in Portugal, that it's 8 degrees there, but they have no heating, so it feels really even colder. And that's like really bad, sort of, because obviously with everything with climate change, if things are changing sort of, kind of so dramatically by the time sort of people were really listening to sort of that climate change is a thing, that then sort of kind of, there's so many parts of the world where sort of if the weather type and sort of temperature and everything sort of outside has changed so dramatically, sort of you can't make the changes in your home quick enough,
Well,
which is a really sad
that's
reality.
that's one of the issues that I find, is that there are all of these things that they tell you can do, but nobody explains them properly. So I still don't know how my heating works. And then
right.
I watched a video that said apparently you're supposed to put all of your radiators on certain settings to make your house the right temperature. Well, nobody's ever explained it to me. No, like
exactly.
there aren't people who come round and check your home is okay until it's too late. They don't come round until it's too late for you, which is really quite frustrating.
Yeah.
Because you can't which is really frustrating, because you can't then fix the things you need to fix and make sure that the home you're living in is okay. But I need to be warm a lot of the time. Like, being cold is really difficult, and like I rely on having heated blankets a lot, but you can't, like, because I can't get the house to be the right temperature. It's either too hot, too cold, or like, because nobody will explain it. At one point, they were saying we have to keep the house at 15 degrees. Then they changed their minds and it was 18 degrees. But then if you look at your heating bill, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you can't afford it alongside everything else that you need to pay for to be a disabled person. But that's another conversation for another day.
No, exactly. That's the thing. It's sort of, it's so tough, you know, sort of, especially with everything at the moment with, like cost of living and that. And Blinking, Shell, and everyone else, you know, sitting on their wonderful profits whilst, you know, sort of the world and it's, you know, sort of everyone within it dies. It's sickening, and even more when I blink and see their greenwashing adverts. You know, it's just hit to my stomach, and doesn't help. Then when I go back home and I have an uncle who is a climate denier, basically, and sort of, but we were coming out of an ice age. We're coming out of an ice age far more rapidly than we otherwise would be because the fossil fuel industry, in all honesty.
But
you know, and my heart goes out to sort of the countries around the world, you know, as small islands as people might think of them are, of being, you know, sort of they're the ones that are going to be flooding, you know, sort of they're going to be no more in like sort of a couple of years because of it all, you know, and that sort of kind of breaks my heart even more.
There is one conversation though that I will always argue with an environmental, like a person who's aware of environmental things, is that the conversation about straws. Plastic straws, because when I need to drink a drink, I quite often need to have a straw. Yeah. And if I go out for the night, somebody will say to me that I'll ask for a straw, and when they still were doing plastic straws, people would say, "Oh, you sure you need that straw? Think about the turtles." And I'd be like,
"Oh yeah, see, I don't shame people like that."
I think I do need this straw to drink this drink, so I won't choke on it. But also, what was even more funny is if you go to like Manchester Pride or any of the outdoor events, I need 2 plastic cups because you know, like a single use plastic, they're really squeezy. Well, if I squeeze it, I won't have my £6.50 drink
will go out
because it will. My hand turns into the Hulk and it will squeak. I've lost my drink. It's gone. Right. So I have to have 2 plastic cups. But then they used to argue with me because I'd asked for a straw. So they'd give me 2 plastic cups, but argue with me over a straw because you weren't allowed to take a polycarb cup So a normal plastic cup that they have, you weren't allowed to take them outside because you'd steal the cup. I'm going to steal your restaurant's cup.
Yeah.
In the summer, what I'm going to do is every restaurant I go to, every bar I go to, I'm going to steal the cup. That's my plan.
Just that's fine.
As a disabled person, is I'm just going to take a bag and fill it full of plastic cups. That's what I'm going to do.
I was going to say, if they met my mum, because every time we go on a P&O cruise,
she steals the cup.
My dad's like, oh, like, should we take that? And she'll like get her bag out and put whatever this like piece of cutlery from P&O is in her bag. I'm like, Mum.
But it's just that word. It's just that one argument that they like to have with you when you're trying to enjoy your night out, and you already feel guilty because you left your little pencil case of straws.
Yeah.
On the work surface as you were walking out of the or rolling out of the door. You just left it behind. And you were like, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I've remembered everything else I needed to remember.
But that's the thing, like on top of all that we need to remember as, you know, sort of as kind of a citizen, you know, kind of there are surely better things that sort of, you know, these companies, these sort of, you know, sort of wherever you're sort of going, you know, why are they not, you know, sort of making more of an effort? You know, why do they not have these kind of, you know, even if like they had like a bunch of the sort of bamboo or sort of metal straws that you can get now, you know, sort of.
Well, in some places they have special compartments in their dishwashers to wash up metal straws.
Ah.
But for some reason, everywhere I've been, that doesn't exist. But
no,
if you
exactly.
went to play, I can't remember. I think it was Bristol. A friend of mine worked in bars in Bristol, and they'd sort of put in these dishwashers. And I was like, "That's amazing. That's great. That would be. Could we do that? Can we just do that instead of telling me that I'm going to kill turtles?"
Exactly.
I think some.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
no,
go
I
on.
was just going to say I'll be the first one to say that paper straws are rubbish.
Yes, they're awful.
And I love turtles, but they are rubbish.
You can't finish your drink. You've used 4 of them before you've drunk your drink.
Yeah. I just want to bring up Jennifer's chat. So she's just saying people complaining about basic shit like straws. We have a lot bigger problems than the freaking straws. Exactly, Jennifer.
Yeah.
The same people that argue about the straws are the ones ordering new outfits every month from Xiang. Exactly. The people who say plastic cups are bad are the same people who call an Uber and drive them 2 blocks down the road instead of just walking there.
Yeah, I think a lot of companies try to put the blame on consumers because it
always
takes the blame away from them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what a lot of it's about, isn't it?
Exactly. And it's what I've sort of really kind of learned in kind of doing my business is to, sort of kind of make sure that I don't do that and sort of empower people more, that, you know, sort of give people the educational sort of tools to and kind of lingo and things of like how they can change personally, but equally, you know, sort of not forcing it down them, you know, because it's sort of at the end of the day it's down to big business to do the actual changes themselves rather than just the public.
Yeah, I've done a lot of with mine, that I say my business, it's just me doing a lot of weddings often and painting my niece's face, but is that the sort of that I want to be able to share with people the thing, like in a way that isn't like, here is this very expensive product that you'll never be able to afford. Here is something that you can actually afford and use. And, you know, this is the easier way to do something, or the cheat way of, like, I know how to do the complicated way of doing something, but I also know if you can't do that, then there's this easier way of doing it too. Like, there, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we don't have to do everything in the flashy way just because we can. Like, we don't have to be using, you know, the very, very expensive makeup brand because, you know, because we're makeup artists, we can be using things that are approachable for clients to be able to be using. I say that, like, often I'm just recommending the things that I know people can afford to use so that they can, or I'm just randomly writing the lists in green pen in my notebook really, really.
Yeah, but you know, but it's also because obviously sort of, so me and Heather are going to do a stream on Friday on my birthday. That's going to be her helping me do my makeup. And you know, sort of like, so like you just like wrote me a list of like obviously sort of what I needed to buy. And then it's up to me sort of what brands I buy.
Yeah.
And you know, being sort of eco-conscious and things, I tried to sort of kind of buy from sort of brands. I mean, I have kind of makeup from brands that are natural makeup brands anyway. And they are not actually as expensive as some people might think. But yeah, sort of like the bits that I did need to buy, either as new because I don't sort of usually use them, or sort of as extra because I was running out. You know, I sort of try to go for as kind of naturally based as possible, really. Sort of, or you know, and even with that, I sort of kind of look at the ingredients as well. You know, to sort of see kind of, do I need to be putting alcohol on my face with every single product that I use, or you know, can I sort of find something else? So yeah, those products will be revealed on Friday, but yeah, you know, so it's sort of, that's the thing, you know, you can sort of kind of tell people, you know, it's like even when I do my sewing classes, I'm like, oh, you know, sort of I use natural cotton as my thread, but you know, sort of you can use kind of you know, linen if you're sewing with linen, silk if you're sewing with silk, or just sort of a basic kind of sew all thread, which either comes in this sort of natural cotton or polyester. I choose not to use polyester because it's oil based. And you know, and sort of kind of people can make their own choices around that, because quite frankly, the natural cotton is not always that much more expensive than the polyester, especially in terms of sort of thread. And if all they're making is that sort of choice of sort of natural cotton in their thread, then you know, sort of that's kind of one step closer, and then they can sort of make changes to the actual cloth that they use sort of further down the line.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. I was listening to you.
Oh, I also no, that's all right.
I also got distracted
I was
by
at the end of my chat.
I got distracted by Ego Jennifer's comment about Le Mer moisturizer.
Oh yeah, I was going to put that up.
And I was like, yeah, we don't need moisturizer that's been sung to and had a little disco before it's been put on the shelf for £500.
I was going to ask her as well. Did she see that on BJ? So I think I've spoken about her before, but she's got BJ has a channel called BJ Investigates and That Surprise Witness, and I think it was on her That Surprise Witness But she did like a thing about the La Mer sort of moisturizer, and she found she got herself like a little sample thing of it
Yeah.
because she'd gotten some points using wherever. So she sort of, I think it was like $9 or whatever for this kind of tiny little pot, and she used it, and she was like, oh, like you have to like rub it between your fingers and then sort of kind of pat it round. And she was like, at the end of it, she was like, it wasn't too bad, but yeah, I'm like,
it's just like that. That's come up on a lot of people's. If you watch a lot of beauty content, that one's come up a lot recently. Like people have all realised that. Like they've gone, what are they saying? It does, and it's like, no, yeah, they're saying they play it music, and it has a little light therapy. And then they put it in a truck and they drive it thousands of miles, and then they put it on a shelf and it's going to be magic. And you're like, really?
Yeah.
Really? That's what it's going to do. It's going to solve all of our problems if we spend thousands of pounds on it, like over the year. There's another one.
I need one.
Yeah.
I need one of those.
It's the same with Tarte. Is it Tarte? I can never pronounce it. Tarcher moisturizer as well. They've got all sorts of claims about that one. It's like in a little purple tub. They're like, this moisturizer is like it'll give you the most beautiful skin in the world. It's like made with like the essence of like, they just claim it's got all these things in it, and you're just going, does it? Like, I'm pretty sure I don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. Just to make us all feel really nice and cozy, Jennifer's sitting by the fireplace.
Oh, lovely.
I know. Yeah, exactly. It's so funny, like all these things are sort of like, I don't know, sort of like when anything becomes really like sort of arduous as sort of a beauty routine, or kind of, even sort of just like a day-to-day routine, it's sort of, it's like, what? Who are you
I
doing
just
all this
I
for?
need my coffee to be good.
Yeah.
Give me good coffee.
Right.
I need a good cup of coffee, which I learned on my Christmas holidays is often made by an 11-year-old.
Oh.
My niece makes a very good cup of coffee. Don't ask me why, but she does.
I thought you were saying something about the supply chain there. I was like, wait, what?
No, my niece makes a very good cup of coffee.
I was going to say all my moisturizer has music played to it every day because it hears me practice. So
whilst it's live and living on your skin.
Oh, I love it.
See, Jen had the same thought.
Same thought. Everybody's had the same thought. No.
Yeah.
No. My niece, because I wasn't feeling well while I was away and kept having to go away and have a nap, suddenly there'd be a surprise. There'd be a surprise cup of coffee next to my bed.
It's not slave labour when it's part of the family, isn't it?
No, I think it was more like, we've made you coffee, now you can come and like hang out with us. Like, look, coffee. It's because I wear shirts that have got coffee phrases on them, so it's like they know that coffee is the thing to get me to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
But first,
we want to play coffee.
Yeah. If you give me coffee, I can do anything.
Joe, Jennifer's asking if your moisturizer is La Mer.
No, it's Oma.
It's La Mer inspired.
No, it's Oma.
She also said a little bit up that she was contemplating throwing her feet into her fire, which I wanted to shout, no!
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. What could go wrong? I don't support child labour, Heather. But is your niece willing to make my cup of coffee too?
I'm not sure, but she's very happy making jewellery at the moment.
Oh, there you go. Could she be bribed by the sun and the beach? I don't
maybe.
know how close to the beach Jennifer is, but
She no. She got £7 out of me, even though I made the backing card for the earrings I bought off her.
Oh my god!
It's like, that's not how. Like, how does that work? I've also just advertised your earrings on the internet. Like, I don't think that's how you.
Isn't that like some form of MLM?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah. Yeah, you would have seen a surprise guest. She would have been a surprise guest on. She appeared bringing me water on the last when we did a live stream just before Christmas. Her head appeared.
Oh yeah. I remember you saying.
She delivered me my water, and I was like, "Look, I'm showing you everyone your earrings," and her head just appears.
Yeah.
Hello.
Jennifer said that the water's freezing at the moment.
Oh, I have a question. I have a question about Portuguese water.
Oh.
Why is it so chlorine-y?
Oh.
Maybe I just answered my own question there, but question
for I've not been to Portugal,
Jennifer.
So does it have that kind of smell, or have you tasted it?
It's a taste more.
Oh, interesting.
This is when I was in Lisbon. It had like a really strong taste of chlorine. I don't know. It just was a thing. You get used to it, but like, it's just it takes a while to like not just taste of chlorine to you all the time. Why is it so? Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, Jennifer asked, what's the question again?
Oh, why does Portuguese water, or maybe just the water in Lisbon, taste so chlorine-y or so chlorinated? Because but you see the difference is in the UK. In the UK, we literally have shit in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they.
Last time I went to see my friend in Portsmouth was not even this summer. It was the summer before, and we went swimming in the sea. And I'm because you're always thinking mouth open, a little bit of water goes in every now and then. And it was after that, literally. And then I got kind of ill. I thought it was just because we were drinking too much, because she's a bit of a heavy drinker.
That used to be a thing in like the 60s and 70s before they brought in these laws about water quality, that if you went swimming in the sea, you would get ill. My parents have said this to me, and now it's a thing again because the government, and let's not get into that, but
no, exactly. But I was going to say, so I came back sort of to London, and then was sort of kind of on social media, because when I'm down with here, we sort of end up doing so many different things that I'm hardly on social media. And I follow Surfers Against Sewage, who are a UK-based sort of pollution sort of protesters in a way, advocates, and they post these things every now and then. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it when I post it, mostly throughout the summers. But yeah, they have this sort of map of like the UK, and kind of a green tick if it's good waters, or like a red cross if it's bad waters. And although there was a green tick at Portsmouth, because they are not obviously putting their sewage into the seas, obviously the sea, water moves and everything. So clearly I had drunken a little bit of something not good, which is really sad.
Are we talking about drinking water or swimming water?
No, like seawater. But you know, like when you're
Seawater.
swimming in the
Oh yeah,
in the
you were
sea,
swimming in the sea. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you know, like you're sort of
Yeah,
swimming
okay.
and kind of a wave comes and then like you end up with the water in,
Yeah.
you know. So she actually says that
So they just
today in the news
send
there were
it out.
people in the town in Portugal showing brown water from the tap and complaining because they weren't sure they should drink it. No, exactly, don't drink that. Jeez.
I would not drink that.
No.
But you can drink water right from the tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jennifer said she was talking about drinking water, but you were talking about seawater, no?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hello.
I was
drinking
talking
water.
about. I mean, I guess I was talking about water in general
Oh,
because,
right,
it all
okay.
ends up, like it ends up in the water supply eventually if you don't
Oh, yeah,
filter it properly and
exactly.
stuff. So both, I guess.
But obviously, drinking water isn't directly from seawater.
No,
So in Portugal, can you drink
but
the water
seafood
from
is.
the?
Seafood, yeah. Yes, and that's why plastics are so bad, because then they end up in your fish, and then we
Maya,
digest
please.
it. Yeah.
What?
Please continue.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, so we digest the food, and and then therefore the plastics were. What?
What?
Maya, you were saying
Oh.
something.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, sorry. See,
What was
you
I
and
saying?
Heather are very, very quiet on my headphones.
I'm still quiet.
Yeah, not all the time, but just every now and then. That's why I don't always hear when I have to really listen intently when you and Heather are talking. So I apologize. I didn't hear that you were talking before.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can hear you. Just if
but
then you start talking whilst I'm talking, I can't hear you because it's not very quiet. It's not very loud. Sorry.
No, I don't remember what I was saying.
Oh no, I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's kind of the delayed thing that when someone is talking, it takes a while for, yeah. It's kind of. So, but Joe, when did you start learning Norwegian?
Oh, a long time ago. Let me think when it was. Before the pandemonium, I think that's the YouTube word. Yeah, I went to. Yeah, it would have been.
Because you get dinged.
No,
Not that it matters. I'm not monetized.
Before the.
Yeah, before then we went to Oslo for like a weekend, and so I learned a little bit. And I have a friend who's Norwegian as well, so little bits, but not that much. So
The most important thing, knäckebröd och brunost.
Yeah, of course.
But did you eat? Did you eat knäckebröd?
Of course.
Yeah, but what would you call knäckebröd in English? I always wondered. I have never figured it out.
I don't know what that would be called in English. Maybe like crisp bread or something. Yeah,
but do you have something? Do you have something similar, or is that just a?
Kind of, but like it's more like crackers in the UK. It's not like knäckebröd. It doesn't have the. It's not like rye flour, and it's not like it's different. So yeah, we don't really have it, but there's similar things.
Okay.
Oh, that's.
And we definitely don't have brunost. Because we're not civilized like you, you know.
Right.
There is no civilization without brunost. Yeah.
You need brunost.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Everybody needs brunost.
But you like it?
Of course. I love it. Jag älskar brunost.
Yeah. Okay, right.
And sorry, go on.
I was just I was just laughing to myself partly because I sort of I answered a call and then it came back and you're talking about food from all different places, but I was gonna say like the whole water thing is I go down to visit my sister and it has to be filtered, and I come back north and it's like glorious water, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like can drink it straight from the tap, it's fine. But go down south and have to like take a tub of like moisturizer with me because it's so hard.
Which is like really weird because when I was in, I lived in Worthing, which is not too far from Brighton, when I was at uni, and oh my god, the water there was so nice and soft, and like sort of was really really nice on my hair. Yeah, you know, when I sort of would drink out of the tap and everything. Whereas sort of like back with my parents, it's a lot more hard water there. But the only water that I can't drink at all out of the tap is actually at my studio. I have to have a filter there and have them like charcoal filter things because it gives me like the worst upset stomach.
So
yeah, so it's really sad that sort of like the water's fairly bad at your sister's.
They have to filter the water to put it in the kettle. It's that bad.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's what it's like in my studio.
It's just
you
bad.
Just can't drink it.
It's just bad water. But then I came back and you were talking Norwegian and Portuguese in the chat and talking about dream foods from across the world, and I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I was going to bring up actually that one. Where is it?
I was just saying to Jennifer.
Oh no, I think
the reason
it's the one that that Jennifer wrote back to you, and I can't even find it now. Oh no, yeah, this one.
Pastel de nata.
There we go.
Okay, shall I read that out? Or?
Oh, you can do. I was just more sort of commenting on that. But yeah.
Ego next door, Jennifer Hashia says, you live in England in all caps. Yeah, don't we know it? You literally have the best culture and variety in food you could ever ask for. Pastel de nata has nothing on that dreamland. Well, there's a reason we have so many different cuisines in this country from different parts of the world because, well, firstly, colonialism, which is a terrible thing, but also because ours is terrible. So we steal other people's cuisines because we invaded half the world to get the spice trade and then didn't use spice in our cooking.
Yeah, we don't really have like English food. It always makes me laugh when people ask, and I'm like, well, kind of have
fish and chips
mash and sausages are from like Germany, and fish and chips is from
well, fish and chips was originally Jewish, actually.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. I knew that was somewhere else.
It was invented so that Jewish people could have fish on the Sabbath and not have to cook it, so it would be preserved from the day before. I think Mark could probably explain this better about the not cooking thing. I don't completely understand it, but yeah. But yeah, if you've never tried un pastel de nata, you need to try it. It's like an egg custard tart, but 1,000,000 times better.
They're delicious. Yeah. I might even see if my PA can, because he was asking me what I wanted for my breakfast on Thursday because it's my birthday.
Yay!
And
I was waiting for you to say that.
And I couldn't figure it out. So for my lunch, I'm having a steak sandwich.
Ooh.
Because I normally go out for a steak and chips.
Nice.
And then I have a steak sandwich with probably some wedges. And then I was going to have some And my mum is making me French onion soup because I didn't get any at Christmas. And she's going to Milan. And it's our birthday. So normally I see her because we join a birth. We share a birthday.
Oh.
She's going to Milan with my sister. And so I said, it's fine, you can go to Milan, but I want French onion soup.
Oh.
So she's apparently delivering French onion soup tomorrow.
Lovely.
And then I couldn't work out what I wanted for breakfast. So I said to go and get me some pastries, and he was like, which ones? And I was like, it's pastries.
Yeah.
Like,
All the pastries.
all the
Well,
pastries.
I'm intrigued as to this one.
Oh, okay. So do you want me to translate this one?
Pastel de caca.
Okay, so pastel de nata. Nata means cream, I think, in Portuguese, because the egg custard tart has cream in. But we're kind of arguing jokingly in the comments, and pastel de caca means like instead of an egg custard tart, like a shit tart, right? Caca.
Oh yeah, I
Would
was
be
thinking
true,
that.
so yeah.
Because I saw she had a comment up before that said poo, and I was like, I don't even go what I'm getting into there.
Well, I don't want one of those for my breakfast on Thursday.
No,
And then other than
I really
that,
like the ones with the peach in the middle as well.
oh, they're good. Yeah.
Is it peach or an apricot? One of the two.
Last year, he picked me up donuts.
Oh,
He managed to get them from. We have a Welsh donut shop. I don't know why Welsh people like eating. Like I haven't
I
worked
was
out
going
the
to say, is there a
connection.
particular way that the Welsh do
I
their
don't
donuts?
know, but there seems to be a lot of donut shops in Wales, or Welsh people who make donuts, and I don't know
Can't beat
why.
good donut.
I haven't, like, I know why Cornish people eat Cornish pasties. Got that.
Yeah.
Know how Worcestershire. Now I'm not going to be able to
Worcestershire.
say it. Worcestershire sauce came into existence. Know that.
Yeah.
It was. It
I was
was
going to
like
say, I
this-
don't know that one.
It's the somebody
Let me
brought
try
back,
to say it. Sorry.
somebody brought back spices from India during colonization,
Yeah.
because they wanted to cure. I don't think it was they wanted to cure an upset stomach, but they took it to a pharmacy in Worcestershire. Can't remember exactly which one. But they took it there and it didn't work. What they were trying to make didn't work. This curry sauce they were trying to make didn't work.
Oh gosh.
So they put it in the basement and said, we're not going to think about it anymore. We've had enough. We're not going to think about it anymore. They went back to it months later and were like, oh, we'll give this a taste because that's a sensible thing to do, right?
usual
Usual
British person.
And they were like, oh, this is delicious. And Worcestershire sauce was invented.
That's so interesting.
I never realised that.
It's so interesting to know how some dishes or food was actually invented. How someone came up with eating that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
well, a gin and tonic also comes from colonialism as well. Because that was a cure for an upset stomach.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So, because British soldiers in India couldn't deal with the heat and the different water and all of those different things while being stationed in India. I'm going to go with stationed, air quotes. Let's do that.
Yeah.
In India. So they were given gin and tonic because it's got quinine in it, which is very good at dealing with the symptoms of having an upset stomach. That spasming feeling that you get with an upset stomach, those other sorts of like upset stomach feelings. And so they would drink gin and tonics, which is why I'm not allowed to drink gin and tonics, because I take quinine for the spasms in my leg.
Oh, interesting.
Hence the invention of gin and tonic.
Wow.
This feels like a weird. What did the person with autism spend one summer learning? Weird food facts.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love new, sort of learning new facts like that.
But yeah, I just sort of collected weird food facts one year. Just like
all good. Oh,
so. Yeah.
I just listed the progress of my knitting.
Oh.
We did this at the start of the stream, and then now this is a progress since being on stream.
Amazing.
Cool.
This is because you guys didn't see this before. This bit in the middle is recycled sari, so it's basically being cut into strips.
Amazing.
Thank you. And then the rest is just like British wool. Let's trade countries. No, I know too much about yours, Jen. I don't want to go there.
There's a list. I've listed some Portuguese foods there if you want to try any of them. And well, the first one is not food; it's music.
These ones.
Yeah. So o fado is the music. Pastéis de nata, o chorizo, o bacalhau, frango assado. These are all like different dishes that you should try if you go to Portugal, or if you find a Portuguese restaurant in this country as well.
Cool.
Bacalhau, yeah.
Is that the fish thing?
Yes, yeah. It's
Yes,
cod,
okay,
but
yeah,
they
we
cook
have-
it in a different way.
We have it's like a fish in some tomato juice thing, kind of.
Okay.
Is it? I don't know if you have. Did you taste it?
Yeah, it's good.
It's not.
They cook it in
I
different
thought-
ways. Portugal.
I thought that was. I thought that was a thing here. I didn't know it was. Maybe we have stolen it from somewhere else.
No, you cook it in different ways, right? Same fish from the sea, but like you cook it in different ways in different places.
Yeah, but
The chat.
I don't know.
Is that just?
Oh no.
Okay, so pedantic point here. There's two different spellings. Chorizo is Spanish, or chorizo is Spanish. Chorizo is the Portuguese one. They're made in slightly different ways, I think.
So it's Spanish.
Jennifer says, "Do not eat any of that stuff."
But in Spanish and Portuguese, is that very similar? Do they understand each other?
No, very different.
What, the language?
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so usually Portuguese speakers can understand Spanish, but Spanish speakers can't understand Portuguese so easily because of like the accent.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. But they're very similar languages. It's just this accent means that it only works one way usually.
I'm thinking like Norway and Sweden, we understand each other. Well, if I go to Sweden, they have more trouble to understand me because of my accent. But down south, I think it's okay. They understand each other.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And
Danish
is
it's phonic in the language.
Danish is with the potatoes, yeah.
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 They are hard to understand what they are saying, but when you read it, it's just almost like reading Norwegian. So it's very easy to understand when you read it. It's hard to understand when they talk because they have it's
Potatoes in the mouth. Yeah.
Scottish is
Yeah.
just the same.
I found a lot of the Norwegian, even if I couldn't understand it, I could get enough of it because of my German that I could get the gist of it, and obviously English as well.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't something I'd actually learnt.
Yeah,
It's
German.
just about the spelling.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
we
Yeah.
have a request from Jennifer. If anyone would like to marry her, Xingyi Zhang nationality. So anyone in the replay crew, hey, you can reach out to me if you fancy Cheng.
Desculpe
She does
now.
have a boyfriend, FYI, so sort of I presume he'll come in the
Awkward.
passage.
Desculpe now.
But yeah, I think it's kind of crazy, like when you sort of think of how different some languages can be, but then sort of you just saying that they can be fairly similar in sort of how you read them. Because I even find that sort of, although like I did French at school, I can sort of read French and sort of Italian fairly well, more than sort of when I'm kind of hearing someone, because obviously then they speak so fast. But I can sort of get a kind of a gist of what's sort of being spoken about when I sort of read it.
Yeah, but every country has different accent and dialects, and so and it's even places in Norway where I don't know, they have this crazy accent, so I don't even understand what they say.
Right.
So I guess and like I said, if someone comes here and learn Norwegian in Oslo, they can find it hard to understand us up here because it's so different.
Oh yeah, you spoke about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why sort of kind of we have this thing with like even sort of Scotland, you know, because sort of they have you sort of like such a strong accent, although they don't sort of Scottish
Yes,
isn't necessarily a thing that sort of is kind of spoken as much as Welsh is. Yeah, there's always kind of this thing of we don't know what they're talking about either.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, Scottish and Wales, where some of the English accents are very hard to understand.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not so
I'm
much
often
in
sort of
the it's not
go
so
ahead.
much in the US. There is kind of easy to understand everyone, I think.
Yeah, generally.
I think that's
Yeah, I
a
think sort of like
factor of.
further south sometimes it can be a bit trickier.
So I think there's two factors at play there. First of all, because of American films and media, a lot of people around the world have had more exposure to American accents, so they seem more normal. You have more exposure to them. I think the other factor is because America was a colonial country, or is, there's a lot of what's called accent leveling, which happened, which is that people from different parts of the UK and Ireland then moved to the same areas, and then their accents kind of leveled out over time. So what you end up with is more like less extreme accents than you have like in the UK.
Mm.
Yeah, because they have very different accent, like what's it called? Where the oh my God, Leah Remini, where she's Queens. Yeah, and some the South, and they are different. We can hear they are different, but at the same time, it's not so different. It's
Yeah, exactly. Because in a way it's kind of more just the sound, whereas I think here it's more of like a sound and the way we talk, you know, sort of you know, like sort of and then there's what sort of I do notice with sort of Scotland and kind of with Liverpool, I think. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Liverpool, but they sort of speak really fast with that accent, so then it sort of becomes, and also sort of
Geordie
pop
as
in
well.
sort of their own slang and things like that, which obviously makes it harder.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's interesting that the US is so big and it's not so many. But like here, the tiny little Norway, there are places I don't understand what they're saying, and like you, the differences are so big.
Yeah, exactly. Jennifer said she's learning Spanish and some Italian too. Knowing French and Portuguese has definitely helped her learn quickly and be able to read and understand pretty much 50% of it, which is really good. I need to get back on my sort of Italian, which I kind of jump in and out to every now and then. But
I don't think I
find it
could
so
have been
hard,
able
you know,
to.
like sort of not having someone that I can sort of directly talk to all the time.
Yeah, I don't think I could have learned another language to start now to learn a language, because English I started like very early.
Yeah.
It's never
My
too late. I can confirm.
Yeah, but
my
you have to actually want to work on it,
my
I
little
guess.
brother, not my little brother, my nephew is they learn French at school, and
Oh yeah.
he keeps coming back and singing. He was singing French Christmas carols at me.
Oh gosh,
And
we
then-
never learnt French Christmas carols.
and asking me things about just asking me like good asking me things in French, and I was like, I have
Oh
not done
gosh.
French since I was 15. Like I only know some of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you're like. All I can remember is "Can see comme ça."
Yeah.
That's about it. I feel like I need to learn. I feel like I need to relearn some of it because he's just,
Definitely.
you know, because when he was talking to me, I can pick some of it back up again, but like not as much as I remember. But
No,
that's
exactly.
what happens when they're like 7 or 8, isn't it? They can sort of, because at one point he was also speaking Polish.
Wow.
It's like, no, what is going on?
Yeah.
One, just pick one. You can have one. Like you can. I was joking, obviously. He can speak as many languages
but
as he wants to, but like I was just like
they're such sponges at that age. It's easy for them.
picking up all of the. You're like, we I can't keep up with this. Because they're just always learning something or other.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you've already got me doing arts and crafts at 8 a.m. on the first day I arrived, like, come on, like, we need to slow down here. Just slow down. But yeah.
Oh gosh. Maybe that should be something for this year. Can all hold each other accountable for a language.
Oh,
Oh gosh, yeah, that's another level, Joe.
oh, holy moly!
Was that you were talking before about speaking Farsi? Is that Farsi?
Yeah, that's Farsi. I said Portugal better as English or asked, which is Portugal is better than England in Farsi.
But
Wow.
how do you type that on the keyboard? Is it
I
different?
have yeah, I can change keyboard layout by typing Control and Alt, and it switches. I have like
Oh,
3
wow.
keyboards installed.
Okay, so do you
That's
have to
cool.
remember where the different signs are on the?
Yeah, so for Farsi, it's in a different place. I have to remember, but like for
Yeah,
the other ones, they're in the same place. It's just like
yeah,
QWERTY. So
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
report that comment.
Don't just not the stream.
Yeah, let's not report comments.
Yeah,
Jokes.
Jen's just having some issues with the medical industry in Portugal at the moment, so that's why she is extra against Portugal, because they are not
I can
disability
understand that.
friendly. Let's just put it that way.
I can understand that.
Mm.
But I wouldn't
I
say
hope
that
you don't mind me saying that, Jennifer, by the way, but
I
adds
can.
context.
I believe we've had that conversation in other places, so
Oh, there we go.
it seems to follow me as a topic
Yeah.
where I go, so it's fine.
I don't know why.
I wouldn't know why. Although this week I learnt you will always be pain, but don't worry, you're good at being in pain. That was the
Oh,
thing.
gosh.
So, like you're an expert at being in pain. I was like, brilliant, thanks for that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that news.
Exactly. Like I never thought that would be one of my tick that box. Pain, yes.
So, but what is how it's like with the
What is the healthcare
the
system?
medical in what's the
Well,
what's the
I don't-
problem?
What's the problem? Well, for me, it's that I'm too. I don't look like a normal patient. I don't match the conditions that I have. So I don't look like a person who has cerebral palsy. I don't look.
It's just ridiculous. Like,
I know, right? But I've been told it.
or they
like,
want you like coming in falling over yourself or something. Like,
well, I do fall over. I just don't. Then I work out how to get up. That's the problem.
yeah, you know.
All over. Well, get up.
Yeah. What am I going to do? Sit on the floor for 3 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But because I can get up, therefore I am not as disabled as I say I am. It's like brilliant. But like I just don't look like I have the house. I don't look like I've had 2 spinal fusions. I don't look like somebody who's got autism. I don't look like I'm in chronic, never-ending pain. So because I can talk to you like this, you wouldn't know how much pain I was in. And that's what he meant by, but you're good at being in pain because you don't resort to just taking painkillers. And it's like, that's great, but that's not going to help me get the support I need to live my life. And that's the problem that I've got.
Yeah, Jennifer says that you and her should talk. You definitely should.
So I've had you shouldn't. You
talked about having to learn to mask it at a young age.
Yeah, it's that thing of, oh well, you do lots and lots of meetings, therefore you don't need somebody to. I've literally just had somebody come and help me put my pajamas on. But because I'm talking to you, I clearly don't need that help.
Yeah, right.
You know, because like they're running the same thing. You know, like talking and putting pajamas on. I don't get that.
Yeah, they're interchangeable.
The mouth works perfectly. So
yeah, exactly. So why can't you put your PJs on? Like
exactly, it's that disconnect that we have in a lot of our systems, where they don't quite understand that you cannot just sit there and do nothing. I cannot sit here and do nothing.
No,
I've had to sit here and do nothing.
Go crazy.
I've been pretty much on bed rest for a year. I've still had to do stuff while I'm on bed rest, but I've been
Yeah,
on
what
bed rest.
like
But they're
just lying
like,
there?
you've been on meetings and you've been to visit your sister and you've done this, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah, I went to visit my sister and then I got a sinus infection. And then I got that chest infection. And then I landed up having to eat soup with a spoon, with a coffee spoon. It's been upgraded from Fanta to a like a proper noodle spoon. But you know what I mean? Like, I was that ill because of those things. And they're going, yeah, but you did them. And I'm like, no, but you're not getting the cause and effect of this, are you?
Yeah.
It's taken you 4 years to realise that I have arthritis in my ankles. Like, because you were like, it's just your cerebral palsy. Well, I don't think it is, because it's now arthritis.
Yeah.
It's all of those things that make the system so difficult to navigate, because you're like, I can't pretend to be somebody I am not. I am this person. This is who I am. These are the conditions I have. Just because you don't think I have them doesn't mean they don't exist.
Exactly. And then then the longer that they sort of sit on their hands about it, it just will make it even worse for you, you know?
Yeah.
Jennifer says that she lives in constant pain. It's so depressing at times. I definitely understand. You don't know how. I don't know how we do it, but we do. We're disabled, but not always unable, which doesn't mean we don't have rights, which is totally true.
Yeah.
I gotta go now, but can we
No.
sorry, yeah, and I
Hi,
need to
Joe.
practice Oud as well. So
That's all
but
right. It's been lovely having you on.
can we finish off with can you put on on the screen my anti-Tory comment, because I think that's very appropriate.
This last one, yeah.
With the, no, up.
Oh, the one that we just did.
No,
up,
it's further up.
What
you know the one
does
I
it
mean?
say? I'm on my phone, so it's very small.
Okay, all right, okay, yeah, that's difficult.
What am I looking for?
So, our government is actively hostile to disabled people and other minorities.
Yeah.
Right? That's the problem.
Yeah. But obviously it's not just our government, it's all governments around the world, unfortunately. Or most governments around the world.
Yeah, but that's anyway.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see you all. And
you too.
Yeah.
Right.
In here.
Have a good evening, morning, night, wherever you are in the world. It's all evening for us, isn't it? So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're all European.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, the pain.
I was gonna bring up as well. For Heather, that Jennifer hardly gets out of her bed. People have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, me too. I have many different things and pain and like the days that are very bad, I don't go out so people don't see me, and so when they say, "Oh, you don't look so bad," and but the bad days I am home.
Yeah,
this is actually a good day.
The you that you want to other people, you know. So it's sort of course they're not gonna see it.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that it's not true.
The thing is, I've been disabled since the day I was born. If I had given up, if I had just not done anything, I wouldn't have got anywhere. I wouldn't have done anything. Nobody would have ever seen me. Like and people are like, that's why would you not? Why not? I've just never been that kind of, like, yeah, okay, I've reached that point of like, I just can't do this. But it's also like, there's no other option. I either do this and I live like I live in, you know, you work out how to do this.
Yeah.
Or I have no chance to, we don't get to do this. Like, there's no chance, you can't do it. So
Yeah.
that's the way it is. And people are like, yeah, but you're not able to do it. And you're like, I'll find a way.
Yeah.
And I normally do find a way, which I
That's
also
the thing.
into
Life
doing,
is for living, so you've got to make the most of it.
which I also bring into doing makeup and stuff. Is there's a way of doing everything.
Yeah.
So
But
to
the thing, yeah, but then the thing is with the government and stuff, when people are disabled and or have different stuff that's wrong with them, and they different issues, then all the governments, all the systems and all everything is like working against you and like saying no, oh no, you can do that, you don't need this, and instead of cheering you on and say wonderful, it's so great that you can do this, and
Yeah.
to have a
can we best
better life.
make it
Yeah.
work for you?
Yeah.
I have an electric wheelchair, but apparently that's not enough to prove that I need more support.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I don't get. Like when you
Like,
were saying that before, that's why I was like, what? Like, do they need you to like jump out of it and like be on the floor? You know, like sort of. I don't know.
I had to say,
Um,
what was it I
it's
said
just
to you
crazy.
earlier? Oh, I need to let me just put my socks on.
Yeah.
And I'll do that for you. And it was 45 minutes later that I still hadn't sent you the list. It's because it takes 10
Alright.
minutes to put my socks on. But people
Yeah.
don't. They're like, but you put your socks on, and I'm like, yes, it can take up to 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, are we going on the you can do a thing? Or are we going on the you can do it effectively? Because if
Yeah.
we're going on the, you
Yeah.
can do it effectively, I can be ready to get out the door in. I went to meet my mum for breakfast the other day, and I was up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Is that an effective use of time?
No.
No, I didn't
Quite
think it
frankly.
was. But I was up at 4. I was still running late, but I was up at 4 a.m. Like, it's that sort of thing of like, why is that? But because I'm talking to you and I'm laughing about it, and people, because that's the way I talk about it, people are like, you must be fine with that. And you're like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not at all.
Exactly. And Jennifer says we need to start filming our day, our full day, and uploading it to someone in the government so they start
I wanted
believing
to
you.
do that with Access. I wanted to
Yeah.
film like a night out, because I go rarely on a night out, but like I go on a night out for my birthday, for example, just to go and see some friends and hang out with them, and we'll be like, oh yeah, we finished here. It's already taken them ages to find the place we've gone to, because I've got to find somewhere I can get into, and then we'll go somewhere else. Oh no, can't go in there. Oh no, can't go that route. Oh no, we need to. Oh no, they've closed that place. Oh no, can't go in to go and get your kebab at the end of the night. Oh no, can't go in there. Can't go in
cross
there.
the road because you can't get down off the pavement.
Exactly. So I just wanted to film it because it can be ridiculous.
You should have like the body cam. You should have like the body cam.
GoPro, yeah.
Yeah, GoPro, yeah, and just have it attached to in the like the.
Jennifer, they are like a once a year occurrence. It's normally
she says the last time she went out was 2011.
Dragging me out of a door, going, "Come on, daylight's out there. Like, go and have a look."
Yeah.
Rather than like, it's not me, partying all the time. Like,
no.
I think it's 17 years since I was out of town.
You know, it sounds so tiring. Hello, Pup Groomer. Oh,
Hey.
Yay. But yeah, so because
And I brought this one up. I didn't know if you saw it before, but she says together, we're in this fight together, Maya and Heather and Jennifer, which is so true.
yeah, it is.
But yeah, I think
Yeah.
you know, you could always do as people were doing all these sort of audits on the police, on Scientology, on different things. You
Yeah.
could do a disability audit
Yeah,
and
because
you know, show exactly what's going on.
one of the last times I was out, I got locked into a venue because they locked the door I was supposed to go out of.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Honestly,
that venue's now been closed down, so that's one venue off the list.
yeah.
It's just kind of that, like, you're just going, oh, my audio. Saying what my audio doctor moved my manual wheelchair without my permission. So I'm just reading Jennifer's comments.
Oh yeah, about recording her doctor.
Yeah, my audiologist also told me that the reason why I was getting sharp pains in my ears was because I was autistic, and all I needed to do was drop cutlery onto a metal work surface.
What?
To cure the sharp pains I was getting in my ears.
Oh.
Was to drop metal cutlery onto a work surface. Because it's only a side effect of being autistic. To which I now joke to everybody, if that's the case, then how can I bear to listen to recordings of my own voice?
Yeah.
Because I'm aware I am very high pitched and very southern, and therefore, you know, I wouldn't be able to listen to my own voice.
Yes, I was thinking you were making that. Yeah, that's like really bad. That's like sort of, I can't be bothered to give you an actual diagnosis. I'm just gonna give you this.
He gave me a referral to ENT because he thought it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It's that kind of, and that happens to me more often than not, that people just go, I'm going to give it to you because I think it's the right thing to do. I found out I had a major infection once because somebody was like, just to make your anxiety feel better. Turned out I had a wound infection.
Yeah.
Like, you're just going, I don't know how you describe this sort of response to people, but often I'm just going, what? But yeah,
confused and bewildered,
bewildered,
and annoyed.
Just like having to explain to, like, I'm not sure, I need to double check this if it's still international, but like there being international shortages of medications and having to explain to doctors over, like, your own GP practice that there is an international shortage. So could they give you your medication, like your prescription, a couple of days early so you can go for the hunt for it?
Yeah.
Going, oh no, we can't do that. It's a controlled drug. And you're going, yes, I'm aware it's a very controlled drug. There isn't any in the country.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I had the problem now. What? Sorry.
I'm just very funny about it. I try and be as like lighthearted and funny about it with people. Just being like, yeah, like this is as annoying for you as it is for me. Like, I get it, but can I just do this thing? And they're like, no.
Yeah, no. Exactly. You just make it a little bit easier for me.
Yeah, please. You were going to say something, Maya?
Yeah, about the getting the prescription. So now, a year ago, I got the new doctor, and I was recording too. Thank God I never done that before, but when I got the new doctor, I actually recorded it.
She highly recommends recording your doctors. Oh.
Yeah, so because he was so rude and so disrespectful, and And anyway, but when he was describing, giving me some medicine, it said it cannot be picked up until the day before the last prescription. Like, so I had to get my medicine the day before I needed it, and I was like, "Hello, are you crazy? It's not possible. It's possible I'm not able to go that day, and I need some days to actually be able to pick it up."
Yeah, exactly.
So they are, but when they don't understand that you need medication, and it's not. I don't remember where I was going with this. I lost.
Yeah,
my
they
train
just
of
Yeah, but
thoughts.
it can be quite life or death if, like, you know, like, you don't have it sort of, you know, like for that next day when you actually need it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, we can't give you too much just in case, you know, you like sort of use it in the wrong way. It's so stupid.
Yeah, like it's the 3 days or what, a week. It's yeah.
What I've decided is I'm going to use it. I've decided I'm going to use this life-saving medication that I desperately need to stay alive.
Yeah.
And I'm going to become a wholesaler for my community of this instead of using it to stay alive.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm going to do.
Or I'm going to like OD on it, you know, and sort of
Yeah.
Like,
or I'm going to, you know, the reason why I've asked you to have multiple inhalers is so I can have them in the rooms where I'm going to be.
Rather than just in case I get one.
Them round with me.
One in the purse, one in the bedroom, one in the bath, in the living room, and yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But no, apparently you can't have multiple inhalers.
Not even inhalers?
Not even inhalers. You're like, brilliant, thanks for that.
Yeah.
It's just, but the thing is, people are like, oh, I'd love a life where I don't have to think about going to work, right? Where I don't have to think about it. You're like, do you know how much work it is to stay alive?
I was going to say, like,
how much effort I have to put in to stay alive. My new year literally had the 2nd of January, I had the wheelchair repair techs at my house.
Yeah.
Right? The 3rd, I had an appointment with the pain doctor.
Oh,
then
God.
I had the dentist on the 4th. Then I've had another appointment this week. I've had the therapist this morning. Like, you're sort of going, I've got another 2 appointments next week. It's just like, those are just to keep me alive. Like that's just, they're not emergency appointments. They're just the ones to keep you know, keep
like regular.
alive. They're not the ones to like any emergency.
Keep you going.
Yeah, or you know, like sort of like the dentist isn't just sort of like cosmetic. It's like they're actually like you have to do it.
So
and it takes so much. It takes so much work to actually get out the door. So it's not just a put on some clothes and go out. It's a lot of it's a lot of effort. Yeah.
To answer Jennifer's question, Jennifer's just asked a question about what is a pain doctor. So we have a pain clinic here that I finally got an appointment with because I now know I have chronic pain. And they send you this massive questionnaire, and then they'll look at that and they'll say, is this pain related to everything that they've said that you have? Is there anything else that you might have that might be causing your pain?
Or is it in your brain?
Or is it in your brain? Because it could be that there are some pain that is caused by your brain, but I don't have any of that. Mine is, my nerves are apparently overactive as well, which is fun. Woohoo, for overactive nerves. But they are sort of like, you go to them and they can give you slightly different pain management. They can give you, yes, technically, Jennifer, all pain is caused by the brain. Yes, I am aware.
But I mean, if you are
I think they mean,
imagining
like,
it,
if like you're making it up even.
Yes,
imagining it, that did it. Yeah.
It doesn't have a direct cause. It's more what they, it doesn't come from.
Are you thinking you're in pain, or is the pain coming from somewhere?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm loving the fun you're having in the comments, Jennifer. But it's also like they told me like that my pain in my hip is coming from the fact that I'm a wheelchair user, and it's coming from inside my spinal cord and through my groin and into my hip. And nobody had told me that before. They told me that actually I can use two kinds of painkillers together rather than that they don't need to be separate.
There you go.
So it's things like that. But generally they said I will be in pain, and that's that. But I'm good at being in pain, which is a nice compliment, I suppose. But like the thing,
you've got to be good at something.
About being like, do we pay for it?
Yeah, I was going to bring that one up.
No, we don't. It's paid for by the NHS. They're hard clinics to get into. I had to be referred by my spinal surgeon. I had been asked to be referred to before, but I hadn't had that option. It's been one I've asked for before, but a lot of our services are under strain. You really struggle.
Yeah, so it can take like years to get in sometimes, but.
And you'll be dropped by services unless you beg to stay. That's quite difficult.
Top room are central nerve sensitization.
So it's basically, that's why my nerves are all. I think that's what he was describing. That whole like my nerves basically. It's me trying to work out the pain is the pain or not.
Nerves are hyperactive.
We don't pay for any of none of our doctors.
NHS, not NAA.
National Health Service.
Yeah.
We don't pay for anybody. Unless we go privately, we don't pay for any healthcare that is like hospitals, doctors. We do have
to pay for medications.
We do pay towards medications unless you fall into certain brackets. If you then
paid for, it's all
out of pocket.
Yeah, they have to pay for it. Don't have medication for pain, only my skin problems, stomach and issues, depression, etc. And she has to pay for it. Yeah.
No, if I had to pay, like, I wouldn't want to think about it. Like my spinal surgeon, my second spinal surgery alone cost, I think it was $250,000.
Wow.
So, Like if you looked it up and compared the American price to the UK price.
Yeah, I was going to say I've seen that for like people when they're pregnant and things, and it's just
And
scary
you're
to
going,
think, you know.
I can't, it's like, and I would not be, the
Yeah.
amount of pain
Yeah, it's
now
just
and
worth
then the
thinking about.
pain I was in is not comparable. And I'm not, you know, if it's high now, but it's nowhere near what it was, like, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, what Pup Groomer says about intensifying pain signals, it like for me it like confuses them all.
Right.
So
yeah, because it's interesting because my niece that's 8, she just went after Christmas, she got one of her legs putting a full cast from the just above the knee down, because she was born with club feet, and they believe that her nerves don't go all the way down to her foot. So then that's why it's like, obviously they'll do the cast and it will stay sort of straight for a certain period of time, but then after sort of a while it goes back to being, and it sort of goes around the back. Really, really, really bad. And they think it's like because she doesn't have nerves going all the way down, but they can't do surgery until she's like stopped growing, which is really sad.
the same thing happened to me with my feet, although mine weren't. But the thing is that mine was, there weren't the signals to tell my right foot that it needed to keep growing, like it's 2 inches shorter than the other one, so it didn't grow enough to match.
Interesting.
Which my niece and nephew didn't notice.
Yeah.
Suddenly noticed and were like, "Why do you do this?" I've got odd legs, and they were like, "Oh, okay." Around. And I was like, "I used to do Ministry of Silly Walks with you when you were tiny people." And they were like, "I don't remember that." And I was like, "You probably won't, because I've had the wheelchair now for, probably, we're in year 4 years now."
Wow.
So, no, 3 years. 2001.
Okay.
But still a lot, still quite a long time to have a piece of kit. It's 4 years since my second spinal surgery. So that's quite a large chunk of time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sort of kind of when you were saying about like having sort of hip like your hips hurting and things like that, and then now sort of finally saying it's potentially because of the wheelchair, it's kind of understandable, because obviously if you're sitting down all day, sort of obviously you need it to sort of potentially be molded in a particular way, sort of like the seat and things like that, so that it kind of works for you rather than being working against you. And I don't know if wheelchairs really have that, do they?
So these are the things that to us that seems like the simple solution. Do that and that will solve that issue. And no, that they won't.
Just doesn't even exist.
But they have the thing you sit on that we pump up with air.
The solution will exist. The solution will exist, but it won't be until you suggest it to them that the solution will come up.
Yeah, right. You have to know what you want.
Yeah. So like, and that's that thing of like people thinking it must be so nice to not have to work and have such a restful time and all of this stuff. And you go, well, actually, I have to do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
It would be so much easier to just get out, go to work, and go home, and
and
No
just
problem.
yeah, just constantly thinking of it. And because obviously I'm a disability activist at heart, I am literally constantly like, it isn't just my own, it's not just my own impairment I'm always thinking about. It's somebody, like I'll go to an appointment and be like, well, if I couldn't do this as well as what I already can't do, how would you do this appointment?
Yeah.
How
Just
would
to
you?
quickly butt in and say, thank you,
Bye.
Pup Groomer. Have a
Yeah,
good
bye.
rest of your day at work.
Make some doggies
Yeah, exactly.
lovely.
Yeah, it's that thing of like, you have to sort of go to a solution. Like I went to my ortho, not my I have so many ortho people, it's ridiculous. But my ortho person who was looking at my knees and my hip for a while, and he wanted me to always be wearing my boots because they've got a raise in them and they've got a raised insole in them. He wanted me to wear them all of the time, and I had to literally turn around to him and go, if you're watching football on a Saturday, I know you probably don't get to do that very often because you're a very busy surgeon, you're very good at your job. Imagine you are enjoying your Saturday afternoon and watching the football, right? You're chilling out, you're watching your football, and somebody says to you, I'm sorry, you have to do that while wearing your Doc Martens, which are extra heavy because they've put a raise in them. They've literally put an extra large raise in your Doc Marten.
Yeah.
Like an extra layer. It's like having one platform and one non-platform Doc Marten on. Right? If you looked at them next to each other, that's what it looks like. Imagine chilling out, watching the football, in your pajamas or whatever you wear, your sweats, watching the football, but with your Doc Martens on. Are you going to want to do it?
Yeah.
Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel ready to chill out and watch football? You went,
Put your feet up on the couch.
I can see the problem. I can see the problem here. And so he went off and he contacted the right people, and the right people found a solution, because I went to him and I said, there is a problem with the thing you were asking me to do. It is impossible to do what you like. I can't. It's not. I have to find carers to put them on, and if they're putting them on, I have to wear them all day. From the moment they put them on my feet, because they're my Doc Martens, you can't slide your feet in and slide your feet out. Literally, they put them on, and
lots of laces.
I don't know if I'll be able to take them off again.
Yeah.
Some days I can, some days I can't. But literally, they could be on my feet all day, right? From the moment they could turn up at 5 a.m. or they could turn up at 10 a.m. and they could turn up at 8:30 at night, or they could turn up at 6. Right? You tell me if you are willing to do all of that, but also go for a nap or chill out watching TV or any of those things. And that was the best example I could give him. That was like, just chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out. We're wearing your Doc Martens on a Saturday afternoon and tell me how you feel. And he just went away and dealt with it. But it's just, you have to sort of go to these people and go, the thing you were asking me to do is impossible. If I want to be a human being, what you're asking me to do is impossible. Or like, you want me to do physio, the dentist wants me to do this, and you want me to do, like, there are 5 of you. This person wants this, and that person wants that, and this person wants this, and that person wants that. When am I supposed to do anything else? Like, big space. Because when I go and see this consultant, they're going to want this. So where does it go? Pick a spot.
Yeah,
and they go,
exactly.
I see the issue. Did turn around once to a hand therapist and go, hand therapy is boring. I'm going to do Lego instead.
Yeah.
And they were like, do Lego instead. That's just what I do. But yeah, it's just frustrating after a while.
It is. And it's so sad that but you have resources, or you can speak for yourself. You know what you want, and you understand, and you. But some people just, oh, okay, and the
Yeah.
people, the doctor who actually is the person who's supposed to know these things, they
Yeah,
just
well,
Yeah, and
they
to
don't
really
understand
inform
anything. They
you.
don't know how. Yeah,
but when I was at the pain clinic, I explained to the pain doctor how I've called a nurse before and gone, can you tell me how many times how many times I'm allowed to take this painkiller before it will be painkiller overuse? Can you tell me
Yeah.
how many doses of something I'm allowed to take? So I called my GP and asked the question, and she was like, oh, well, you'll just have to be sensible. You're a nurse in a GP.
Yeah.
Can you define that for me, please? Because I don't
You've done the years of
medical training. I need to understand. That's
yeah,
I'm calling
yeah.
you for clarification. And the pain clinic was like, oh yeah, no, that's normal. They will say that to you. And I'm like, but who am I supposed to ask?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, I
he
don't
managed
know.
to clarify that for me, and I haven't been discharged by them. But yeah, so it's just, but it's so tiring, that constant having to like go, being constantly having to be prepared for everybody and being at 37,000 appointments.
Yeah.
And when the people who are supposed to know don't know, and how do you like the medication and driving a car here? How we are supposed to be able to take this amount of medicine and we can drive a car, but and my doctor was trying to it's a whole mathematic thing they have to figure out, and it's so hard that my doctor didn't really understand, but she was, yeah, I think it was a lot of stuff, but yeah, in the end she said, yeah, I think this is right, but when it comes, if I'm driving and I get pulled over by the police, it's my responsibility to know that it's the right amount of, that I'm not taking more than I'm supposed to. But how am I supposed to know when the doctor doesn't even know how to figure it out? How can I know? How can it be my responsibility? Because it's just crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
And we've had Freezing who project join us. Hello. And he says, being sensible is what caused me to be a pothead, smoking an ounce of weed every 4 days for like 18 years. Which,
Yeah,
you know, that's
not
the
really.
thing. Sort of, you know, people need to be informed to sort of make decent decisions. Otherwise, you're just experimenting with life.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, sometimes not the best way to go about things. But don't know about you ladies, but I'm sort of feeling like I need to head out because although I'm feeling far better with my cold today,
and I'm feeling like I need a nap.
Yeah, I should
Yeah,
kind of
I
get
need
an
to
early
be.
night. I'm gonna take some more of my what I keep calling night owl to everyone's day. I don't know why, but it's night nurse. To sort of give myself another good night's sleep before a full day of work tomorrow. So it's been lovely.
I'm looking forward to Friday to see how your makeup is turning out. I will be watching.
Yeah, I gave
and the dress.
Jen a sneaky peek of the dress on I think it was yesterday. Yeah, so I just need to like sew up some seams and then it should be all done.
Lovely.
So yeah, have a wonderful birthday on Thursday, Heather. I will text you on that day as well. But love to everyone watching and everyone on the replay. Please like, this video, subscribe to me if you wish, and you can buy me a coffee to help fund a new webcam for me, because doing on the phone is fine, but obviously I can't do as much.
Buy your a camera.
Yeah. And you can, because I didn't have it up when Joe was on, but that is Joe's YouTube, Joe Giuseppe. You have Maya's YouTube, Alison Art Supply Horderland, and where are we? And you have Heather from the UK. Heather, I don't think, have you started doing any videos yet? No. So go and subscribe to her anyway. Get some good
Yeah, we're waiting.
Yeah. And we will everyone's doing little hearts.
Oh,
thank you all. Jennifer subscribed to, I don't know who, but hopefully everyone. And I will see everyone again on Friday if you tune in. So see you later. Have a lovely week.
Have a lovely birthday, Heather.
I will do.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.